Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Latino Free Minds. Daniel with my co-host Danny. How you doing, man? Cool. Uh, it's on June 21st. June 21st, my birthday, by the way. So that's how I always remember it. Uh, that June 21st, first day of summer, my birthday. She, you know what's up. But no, so we wanted to try something new. We got a tip from our friend Nino, and we just said, hey, let's run it and see what happens, right? Um, so um, we picked up a lot of followers, right, recently, and we just kind of wanted to talk and reiterate kind of why we started doing what we're doing, and you know we're thankful for all the new people we picked up. We're trying to pick up more. Um, I put in a comment the other day is I'm not so worried. We're not so worried about growing so fast. We wanna let me see real quick. We want to grow little by little, one person at a time, and that's what's gonna be important to us. So let me see. What, then say something. I can hear you. Um, Let me know. Let me see. Not on IG. That's weird. So so we'll try to figure out if you can't hear Danny or me. Just we're trying this for the first time. Hold on, give us a second. Um, I don't have you on mute. You're not on mute, right? No, on your end. I mean, no, I can hear you. I can hear you. Let me see. Do do do. Let's see. Let's see what this does. Audio speakers. Um. All right. So I'll have Danny come out and come back in, and then we'll see if we can hear him. So, uh, I mean, I can hear you. I don't know. I don't know about the rest of the world. Let's see. Um, Say something. See if Geo's. Let's see. Or let me see. I'm gonna go on my phone real quick. But yeah, we're trying something new. I don't know why I didn't mess with any of the guest sound, so I don't know why he wouldn't hear you. Say something. Let's see. Or let me see. I'm gonna go on my phone real quick. But yeah, we're trying something new. I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, that's weird, dude. That is weird. Um. Okay. Well. Let's see. Let's see. How can I fix this? Yeah. So yeah. I guess for some reason we can't hear Danny, but um what we wanted to do is just kind of welcome all our new followers, people that are been tuning in recently. We appreciate it. Um, we kind of wanted to just touch on exactly like how we started, why we started doing what we're doing, just kind of the origins of Latino Free Minds, kind of what it means to us, um, and we just kind of wanted to let people know who we are. So you know, we started Latino Free Minds kind of in a sense. It was like a years in the making, right? I guess you you could put it that way. Uh, and obviously, I think a lot of people, a lot of have conversations with each other, and in conversations that are important, and they don't get recorded or nothing like that, and nobody ever hears them. And it was something that came up years ago, kind of, I don't know if you would call it like as a little bit of a joke, or like a um just, hey, we should do a podcast. And we didn't do it for a while when that first little comment came out. But in 2022, right? Yeah, it was 2022, right? um we decided to actually get it done. And we started Latino Free Minds because on the some of the things we would talk about was we were tired of the manipulation. um we were tired of just the deception that we've been seeing out there and we've been dealing with. So that was kind of one of the big motivations in doing this, because we saw the manipulation all over the place, right? Which is in entertainment, in our schools, in social media, so all over the place. um, and we're recognizing that we've been manipulated into thinking a certain way. And like I said, it was everywhere. So wherever you're tuning into, whatever you're watching, whoever you're listening to, there's a there's a even if it's slight, right? There's a slight form of manipulation there. And and it has us, like I said, thinking a certain way, in a lot of aspects, voting a certain way. And we haven't seen the results of voting the way that a majority of Latinos have been voting for a while. And we think it's time to, little by little, like I said earlier, even if we get one follower at a time, uh, one by one, we start at least changing one mind at a time. If you want to call it changing mind, or just or having people think about things more, opening their minds a little more. um, and that's kind of what's been the goal. And we've been going now for what, 72 episodes now. So we're almost at 100, so that's kind of cool. uh so so one of the terms that Danny has been using is, basically, with all that they've been doing, it's they've been running a social experiment on us. So with all the manipulation, all the things that you see that maybe make you question, or say certain things, or whatnot, it's like they're running an experiment on us, real time. And they're hoping that we don't notice. They're hoping we don't speak up about it. And you know it's to divide and conquer us. And that's why when people, there's people bigger than us speaking about it. That's why a lot of times when you see those bigger accounts, bigger people speaking up about these things, and they get censored for even saying these sort of things, it's because they don't want people to hear a different perspective. They want people to stay in line, right? And it's funny because that was like the post I made the other day, right? Don't stay in line, have a free mind. uh and I got that from a text from Geo. So you know it's it's true. If we continue to stay in line and we don't question anything, then you know we just continue down the same path. And right now, where we are, if we continue down that path, it's not even so much about us, but about the future, right? We have kids, we have grandkids and all that. And they're a huge motivation in this also, because if we don't speak up, we don't say anything. How can we later on in life, you know tell our kids, like, hey, I did I did everything I could, right? And it's doing this, and it's also, having action, which is, as we were talking about on our episode yesterday, we had Melinda on, and Danny joining Luca, which is Latinos United for Conservative Action. It's because, yeah, that action is also going to be important. So we've been doing our best to speak to people, and not just, and I kind of said it yesterday about Luca, but I think we're trying to do that too, not just be an echo chamber, but just give things to people to think about, right? And one of the things also that we talk about too is how they're stripping away the faith for us to not follow God and to follow their ideology. We've talked a lot about faith before, and it's something that we've said it before. People are conditioned to not believe in God now, to not have that faith, right? So they have a void. They have a void in their life, and then they're looking for something to replace that void with. And what do they end up replacing it with? A lot of the times, you're talking about those social issues, right? Climate change, whatever race bait thing they fell for. It's different things that they feel gives them purpose, and at the end of the day, they find void, and they're still empty. And I think Danny was talking about this yesterday, also on the episode, where he was saying that a lot of those people, you're seeing a lot of, even like celebrities nowadays, you know, coming back and turning to God, talking about the faith that they have now and how it's filled that void that they had. So that's what we're seeing a lot of nowadays, and it's something that they're starting real young, right, at schools. Melinda was talking about this yesterday. They don't do the Pledge of Allegiance no more. There's no prayer at school. But what are you seeing now? You're just seeing this, you know, crazy agenda, and they're targeting our kids, and they're starting young. And even the language that they use, we talked about the wordplay. When you hear politicians say that the kids of this country are their kids, they'll use the word, these are our kids. um, they're trying to tell you that they know better for your kids than you do. And we're here, a lot along with many others, here to say, no, that's not how we roll. They're not your kids. They belong to us. We're the parents. We have the right to raise them how we see fit. And you know what I mean? It's something that is a huge part of why we do what we do. And the other thing that they'll say is, and Danny brings this up, is the kids belong to the community, and that's not true. They belong to the family. That is why they're going so hard at dividing the family nowadays. And it's a fight that it's here, it's at our doorsteps, it's at our homes. But we have to be willing to fight it, right? They don't belong to the community. They're a part of the community. And that's a huge difference. So, we're just trying to educate people on that. Well, I don't want to say educate, but at least bring light to that. It's probably a better way to put it, because we don't know everything. We're learning as we go. All the people we've had on, we learn a lot from them. And it's been, that's one of the things I think that we can all say that we enjoy about this is all the people we're able to meet and speak to throughout this process. Uh, you know, Speaking to candidates that we probably would have never spoke to before, other content creators that are trying to do their part as much as they can. Uh, it's been awesome. So, you know, 72 episodes has flown by, so to speak. And it's funny because, like I said, we're learning a lot. I feel like every episode there's something that at the end of it, there's something that's got me thinking, like, oh wow. And usually it's like it's something that I'll make a clip out of, right? So like if you follow us like on Instagram or something, it's like some of the moments that make me kind of think and I go, damn, that was good. I'll make a clip out of it. So, and I'll provide context to it, because that's one thing that we like to do too, is not just say things but show you. Like, for example, we are talking about it yesterday. The video of the mayor of New York, right, where he's talking about, talk about clown world. Um, he's talking about how New York has an influx of illegal immigrants, right, and they're great swimmers, and they have a they have a shortage of lifeguards. Like, you can't make that up. Like, you know if any other politician would have said, if Donald Trump would have said that, you know what I mean? That's it would have been that whole he called Mexican rapists, da da da, all that stuff. It would have been, you know what I mean? It would have been similar to that, but since it was someone on their side that said it, there's not a lot of backlash for it. But it's on video. You can search it, or you can tune into our Instagram later, because I'll drop it in here. And it's we got to point that stuff out. When things happen that that make no sense, or when someone exposes themselves. That's something that Danny says all the time too. It's like, if they're exposing themselves in that manner, let them do it, and then we just thank them, because then we can see who they really are. And that's exactly what kind of this video does, right? The guy shows who he really is. He can pander all he wants for the vote and talk about how he wants all the illegal immigrants at his door, but when they're there, you know, he don't want them. So, it's part of speaking is also being active, right? Getting involved in the community, um, and showing up to. Danny was talking about yesterday how being involved with Lucas has kind of showed him more about going into, or attending the city hall meetings, school board meetings, stuff like that. It is super important that if you're a parent and you got a kid in the public schools, attend your school board meetings. That way you can see what it is they're trying to add for your kids' curriculum, right? Or what they're removing. They've removed a lot of stuff that they could probably use nowadays, but it's not in there. Um, it's very important that, as parents, or as just as citizens of this state, citizen of the state you're in, the city you're in, this country, is for us to be involved and to be active, to know what's going on, right? Not just solely rely on mainstream media, because time after time it's been proven that you know they've lied to us. And it's just, it's facts, right? They like to gaslight us. They like to tell us that what we're seeing isn't reality. What we saw with our own eyes isn't how they describe it. So then they got you thinking, if am I going am I going crazy? Or sometimes they just, if people aren't, just, if people are going just solely on what they see on media, then they don't. How do they know they're supposed to question something, basically? So it's a tactic that the left uses a lot. Um, you know, we also have a clip on the wrap up smear where Nancy Pelosi is talking about how they put out a headline, or they put out a statement. The media writes the headline, and then they use that headline as their proof of the statement they made. So it's all out there. It's all on video, and it's their own words. We just have to be able to find it. We just have to be able to open our eyes to listen to it, and like I said, not just 100% going for what the media tells us, right? Once we identify it, we have to point it out, and share or spread the message, right, to your friends and family. That's a whole nother thing, right? Is having these conversations with your families. That's what should be the focus sometimes. A lot of times, like Danny says, is people focus on sports and the stats of the sports, and how many points did LeBron have, how many touchdowns does this guy have. Like, we're able to rattle all that stuff off, right? But you know if we ask ourselves, like, how many bills has this politician signed, how many meetings has this guy attended, we don't know none of those stats, and those stats are more important, and those conversations are more important. So that's why, it's important that as a family, you're able to have these conversations, as respectful adults, even if you disagree. Um, they said, how many years this dinosaur has been in politics? You know what I mean? We gotta ask those questions. Joe Biden's been in office for like 50 years. I mean, you know, what benefit what benefit have you seen, right? Probably not a lot. So yeah, probably 5 million years. Yeah, man. Uh, I don't know why your audio's not working, but shit, you'd be throwing some good ones right now. Oh my goodness, bro. I swear I didn't change anything on the audio. I don't know what's going on here. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna click on something
The
and see what it
topics.
does. Um, yeah, let me see.
I got them. So we got leave the
I
kids
heard you.
alone.
No, no. I swear I didn't change anything on the audio. I don't know what's going on here.
What about
Let
now?
me see.
Check one, check two. Check one, check two.
I can hear you on YouTube. All right, cool,
You can.
bro. Talk.
Okay. Damn. Hey, it's it's no joke. Not being able to sucks and trying to type. It's not easy. No, but just real quick on everything that you just said. Um, you and I thought long and hard before we actually started doing this, and there was a lot of doubts and everything. A lot of unknowns, but the truth is this: is that we felt strongly about things that have been happening even before COVID. So it kind of tells you how long we've been having these conversations, and if you and I have been having these conversations, um, that means that other people have. And if I know that I've listened to people that have given me some red pills, and I appreciate that. And I'm not afraid to admit that I've been wrong in the past, and that I was lied to. So it's one of those things that we can't be ashamed, that we did get manipulated, we did get fooled. But how does that saying go? Is that fool me once, shame on me; fool me twice, shame on. No, I got it backwards. I just did a George Bush.
You just did a bite into it.
uh, fool me once, shame on you; fool me twice, shame on me. Right? So it's one of those things where there's a lot of people that like to get clout and get
Mhm,
garner attention and do it for those reasons. But the honest to god truth is that if we just have one person that is listening, and we can kind of provide some information on a blind spot that they didn't see before, um I'm good with that, and I've said that in the past.
mhm.
So um I'm just really grateful that that we have done this. And like you said, how many episodes has it been already?
72.
72. So I love it. Time has flown by,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of work to be done, and we just always talk about the the conversations that we've had with people that were never open to having conversations, but as time goes by, it starts really revealing truth, and people start getting ready to have those type of conversations. And I love the fact that there's more and more and more and more and more and more people that are getting ready. And if we have, like I said, if we have anything to do with it, just to shine a little bit of light, that's awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
how much time?
We're at, I forgot to put the timer, but we're at 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, so do you want to do that real quick? Like, just rattle off a couple of things with the topics that we came up.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. Let me see.
Okay. So do you want to do leave the kids alone? I've
Yeah.
got something with the leave the kids alone, but if you got something off the top, roll with it.
Yeah, no, go for it. That's all you.
Okay. So I talked about this yesterday, but if being out there and being active, I'm actually gonna volunteer for Jim Shoemaker's campaign on Saturday from 10 to 12. We can post some details later on today, but I was at a meet and greet for one of his events, and I was talking to a like-minded person, and she had been in the school system, and she was telling me about a story where um, she saw some books at the library, and she actually they were appealing. The cover was nice, nice drawings and whatnot, and she started reading the story. But as she's reading the story, she's going, "What is the point of this story?" You
Mm-hmm.
know and then there's like a double meaning to the kid's story, and then she looks into the author, and it's Michael Hall. So
Mm-hmm.
he's a children's book author, and he happens to be gay, but his story had some homosexual underlying tones to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where if you think that the school system and certain influencers, or whoever influences what the curriculum is that they're not trying to groom kids or indoctrinate kids to a certain ideology and just confuse the hell out of them, I can tell you that you're wrong if you think that the school system isn't doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, for sure. And yeah, it's exactly what they're doing. That's why they don't want people at the school board meetings. You know, that's why they don't want parents to be involved. You know, parents get involved and they start calling them domestic terrorists. Like that's just,
Yeah,
what reason? What reason is that for?
and that's backwards. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy how um, people that have nefarious intentions always project what they're doing onto other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. That's another form of gaslighting. We just rolled into the you want to get gaslit.
Get gaslit. Oh my goodness, man. No, dude.
What what do you got for gaslit?
Um, oh man, which one did I have? The hold on, I wrote it down yesterday. I had Gaslit, and then I had Clown World, which was the the mayor. Oh, and I didn't have Gaslit. I just wanted to drop a red pill.
Okay,
Um, so
make it
we
rain.
kind of we kind of talked about it the other yesterday with Melinda, and how the Latino vote is shifting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so just to so you guys can hear the numbers, that it's not just us, right? It's a lot of people that have heard, or not heard, felt what's going on, living life, living their reality. And these are just some numbers. So in 2020, Biden had the advantage on Hispanic votes. He had a 21% advantage on Donald Trump with Hispanics. And then on a recent poll, he's only at 5%. I mean 4%. So that's a huge, what is that? 17? 17% decrease. So it's not just us. It's people really are feeling it. Like Danny says all the time, and if I think this counts as a red pill, is we are the majority. So it's starting to shift that way. And if you don't believe it, there's another saying people say is the numbers don't lie. So
Hmm.
there's that, right? And then this other one that's interesting is that in 2020, Biden had a 24% advantage on under 30 voters, so young people. At this recent poll, Trump was up 5%. So a 29% swing towards Trump. So, like, that's wild. So, you know,
Yeah, but is it?
I mean,
Hey,
it's probably more. If this is what like ABC is reporting, I'm sure they're not reporting real numbers.
yeah,
So if they have to report that, then it's probably more than that. So
yeah. Hey, but you remember when we were talking about the the fastest rising support for Trump was young Hispanic males, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
brought that up in the past, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, look, there's no surprise that, those stats are there. Gio was bringing up the fact of, it's a valid question to ask if we're sitting in an echo chamber. I mean, if we're talking to like-minded people and we're just agreeing with each other,
Mm-hmm.
um, we could feel like we're like in an echo chamber and we really don't have a finger on the pulse of what's really going on out
Mm-hmm.
there in the nation, right? In California, wherever you live. But the only thing that I could tell you is that, just looking at what's been happening, um, and and it's kind of hard because you have to block everything that you see and that you hear on the TV, on the radio, on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and actually pay attention to what's going on. If you do that, I guarantee you that you'll have that same feeling that I've been saying for a minute, is that we are the majority. We're
Mm-hmm.
just not we're not the loudest. The fringe left is freaking nuts, and they're loud as hell. I mean, hey, sometimes have you seen those? Everybody's seen the reels where there's like a street debate or something like that, and someone says something like, that's conservative,
Mm-hmm.
um, brings up a really good point, and then the liberal has nothing to say and just starts screaming at their top of their lungs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's how nuts. That's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are running the show. I mean, they're the minority, but the fringe left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean that's. I think that's a good way to wrap it up. It's funny because as you were saying that, you know, Geo put a comment that says watch reality, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of similar to what you guys were saying, and it's true, man. That's why we say, and we have said, vote your reality. Don't listen to if what they're telling you doesn't match up with what you see with your own eyes. You know, something's wrong. So vote your reality, and that's all we can say for now. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope you keep tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Even if it's one at a time, we'll take it.
Hey, win inch by inch. That's
Exactly. There you go. All right. Well, with that being said, where's the camera? Peace be with you.
Peace be with you.